Imagine a series of bank robberies so calculated and cold that they leave entire cities in a state of panic. In the mid-90s, a group of professional bank robbers orchestrated a series of heists across 7 different states, not merely for financial gain, but driven by a much darker motive. These criminals, adept in their methods, introduced a terrifying twist to their crimes: the strategic use of bombs as diversions. As they moved from city to city, their operations were chillingly precise, leaving behind not just the echoes of empty vaults, but also the shadows of fear and chaos. Each location bore the hallmark of their presence, not through violence inflicted on individuals directly, but through the psychological terror embedded in the threat of explosives. These devices, though inert, were enough to create a ripple of panic, ensuring that the robbers' escape was as smooth as it was swift. This is not just a story of crime, but of a dark vision that drove it. Behind every sinister deed, there are the minds that concoct them. Today, we delve into the chilling intellects of Peter Langan and Richard Guthrie, the leaders of a gang that extended its dark shadow over the Midwest in the 90s. Langan and Guthrie were not your run-of-the-mill criminals. They were orchestrators of a grand, malevolent vision. Peter Langan, the mastermind, was a figure shrouded in mystery and contradiction. Raised in a tumultuous household, his path veered into the criminal underworld early in his life. His companion in crime, Richard Guthrie, shared a similarly disturbed background, marked by instability and radical beliefs. Together, they formed the Aryan Republican Army, an organization that was more than a name. It was a declaration of their twisted ideology. Their operations went beyond the pursuit of financial gain. Each bank robbery, meticulously planned between 10 and 11 in the morning, was not just a heist, but a statement. They believed in a cause that was dangerously out of touch with reality. Langan and Guthrie envisioned themselves as warriors in a fight against a government they despised, using the stolen funds to fuel their activities aimed at disrupting the very fabric of society. Their signature left at crime scenes, inert bombs, was a chilling reminder of their readiness to escalate their violence to uphold their beliefs. These were not mere thieves, but ideologues on a mission. As the robberies unfolded, a disturbing pattern emerged. Over the course of several months, a series of bank heists terrorized communities across 7 states. The precision and timing of these crimes were alarmingly consistent, striking fear into the hearts of citizens and baffling law enforcement. The criminals operated with chilling efficiency, choosing banks as their targets between 10 and 11 in the morning. This specific time frame was no coincidence. It was strategically selected for when banks were least busy yet sufficiently staffed, minimizing variables and maximizing control. Each robbery was executed with such professional precision that it seemed almost military in its planning and execution. As investigators pieced together the timeline, a clear modus operandi was recognized. The robbers would enter a bank quietly, often disguised and always armed. They moved with purpose and authority, directing bank staff and customers with calm yet intimidating commands. Their operations were swift, typically lasting no more than a few minutes before they vanished before law enforcement could respond. But these were no ordinary bank robbers. They left behind a calling card that was as confounding as it was terrifying: inert bombs. These devices, thankfully never activated, served a dual purpose: to create chaos and divert police resources, thus buying the robbers time to escape. The investigation into these robberies expanded as the pattern of terror became clear. Special task forces were assembled, combing through hours of surveillance footage, interviewing witnesses, and tracking down every possible lead. The authorities were dealing with criminals who were not only skilled, but also incredibly disciplined and strategic. With each heist, their boldness grew, but so did the net closing in around them. Law enforcement agencies, fueled by a combination of fear for public safety and the frustration of being continually outmaneuvered, intensified their efforts. It became a race against time to stop these criminals before they could strike again, each clue and each piece of evidence meticulously adding to a larger picture that would eventually lead to their capture. Every story of chaos also has its turning point. In the maze of criminal activity that spanned several states and left communities gripped in fear, a breakthrough finally emerged. It was during the painstaking analysis of countless bank surveillance tapes and the meticulous examination of bomb residue that FBI agents began to see the patterns. The timing of the robberies, the type of explosives used, and the precise execution of each heist started to paint a clearer picture of the perpetrators. The agents worked tirelessly, piecing together the smallest of clues. A fingerprint here, a partial license plate there, and the unique method of bomb placement all contributed to a growing profile of the suspects. This crucial phase not only connected the dots between seemingly isolated incidents, but also helped the FBI to narrow down the list of suspects. As the investigative net tightened, the identity of the robbers came into focus. The puzzle pieces were beginning to form a complete picture. The law's long arm eventually catches up. In the heated summer of 1996, the tides turned dramatically for the notorious duo of Peter Langen and Richard Guthrie. It was the capture of Guthrie that ignited the cascade of unraveling events. Caught in the midst of another planned heist, Guthrie's arrest was not just the result of a routine police operation. It was the culmination of months of intensive coordination among various law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, ATF, and local police departments. Guthrie, under the pressure of potential life sentences, turned informant. His cooperation was pivotal. He divulged critical details about their operations, hideouts, and, most importantly, the whereabouts of Peter Langen, the other half of this fearsome duo. Within weeks, armed with this new intelligence, a SWAT team apprehended Langen in a hideout stocked with weapons and counterfeit documents. This marked a significant victory for justice. The cooperation between different branches of law enforcement illustrated a textbook case of meticulous and persistent police work. Analysts, field agents, and tactical units all played roles crucial to dismantling the network that Langen and Guthrie had built so carefully over the years. Their capture not only halted a series of violent crimes, but also provided law enforcement with invaluable insights into preventing future atrocities. Their reign of terror was coming to an end, but the scars remained. The aftermath of crime leaves a lasting impact on communities. In the wake of the Aryan Republican Army's reign of terror, cities across 7 states were left grappling with a shattered sense of security. The trials that followed were a spectacle of justice. As Peter Langen, Richard Guthrie, and their accomplices faced the consequences of their actions, Langen received a life sentence, while Guthrie, who cooperated with federal authorities, faced a reduced sentence before his untimely death in his cell. The ripple effects of these crimes extended far beyond the immediate legal repercussions. Law enforcement agencies across the country had to reconsider their strategies for dealing with highly organized and ideologically motivated criminals. The FBI, in particular, enhanced its focus on domestic terrorism, shifting resources and training to better anticipate and counter similar threats. This case also underscored the importance of cooperation between different branches of law enforcement. The successful apprehension and prosecution of the gang members were made possible only through meticulous collaboration among local police forces, the FBI, and other federal agencies. Moreover, this ordeal prompted communities to foster stronger bonds, united by the shared experience of vulnerability and resilience. Neighborhood watch programs saw renewed participation and engagement, and public awareness about the importance of community vigilance soared. Reflecting on this dark chapter, it's clear that the scars left behind are deep, and healing is a gradual process. Justice may prevail, but the echoes of these deeds linger on. Every crime story leaves behind lessons to be learned. The chilling saga of the mid-90s bank robbers, Peter Langen and Richard Guthrie, is no exception. Their spree across 7 states not only spread fear, but also highlighted the dark intersection of crime and ideology. This case underscored the critical need for vigilance and cooperation among various law enforcement agencies. The robbers' meticulous planning and execution of crimes showcased an alarming level of sophistication. It was the FBI's perseverance and collaborative effort that ultimately brought them to justice. This operation serves as a pivotal example of the importance of pattern recognition and intelligence sharing in solving complex criminal cases. Moreover, the community's role in maintaining safety and assisting law enforcement cannot be overstated. Public awareness and reporting suspicious activities play a crucial role in preventing such ideologies from taking root and manifesting into violent actions. In the face of darkness, the collective resolve for justice and security lights the way forward. And thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most chilling chapters of criminal history. In stories like these, the importance of vigilance and community awareness becomes strikingly clear. Reflect on the events we've shared and consider the role you play in keeping your community safe. If you found this episode enlightening, Please like, share, and subscribe to help spread awareness. Together we can make a difference. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your communities safe. Goodbye.